Have you ever noticed that Coca-Cola's name is a direct clue hiding in plain sight? Coca-Cola. Two plant names sitting right there on every can, so familiar that almost nobody stops to ask what they actually mean. One of them, coca, comes from the same plant used to produce cocaine. Not a similar sounding plant. The same one. Today, Coca-Cola is sold as a symbol of simple, harmless refreshment, marketed to families and children around the world. But in its earliest years, that same drink contained trace amounts of an ingredient that would later become one of the most heavily controlled substances on Earth. How did a beverage with that origin become the most recognizable soft drink in history? And how did it manage to quietly remove the ingredient without ever losing its name? Let's uncover the story behind it, right here on Simply Understood. Coca-Cola was invented in 1886 by a pharmacist named John Pemberton in Atlanta, Georgia. At the time, it wasn't sold as a refreshing soda. It was marketed as a medicinal tonic, promising to cure headaches, fatigue, and nervous conditions. This wasn't unusual for the era. Coca leaf extract was a common ingredient in tonics and remedies throughout the late 1800s, sold openly in pharmacies, long before its risks were understood. Pemberton's formula combined extract from coca leaves with cola nuts, which contained natural caffeine, creating a stimulating mixture he believed could compete with other popular tonics of the time. The coca leaf extract did contain small amounts of cocaine, though far less concentrated than what would later be used recreationally. As scientific understanding of cocaine's effects grew, public concern grew with it. By the early 1900s, addiction and health risks tied to cocaine were becoming impossible to ignore. Regulatory pressure increased, and in 1903, Coca-Cola's parent company made a quiet but significant change. They switched to using spent coca leaves, meaning leaves that had already been chemically processed to remove the cocaine content while still preserving the coca flavor. This is where the deeper mechanism becomes clear. The company didn't need to eliminate the plant entirely. They only needed to remove the specific compound causing concern while keeping the name, flavor profile, and brand identity fully intact. Coca-Cola still uses coca leaf extract today, imported through a specially licensed process, but the cocaine alkaloid is extracted and sold separately for approved medical use, while the remaining leaf material goes into the soft drink. This wasn't an isolated case. In the early 20th century, regulation around substances like cocaine and opium tightened rapidly across the world, forcing entire industries to quietly reformulate products that had once been openly marketed as medicine. Coca-Cola simply adapted early and effectively before the laws caught up. Zoom out, and this story reveals something larger about how brands survive changing regulations. Names and identities often outlast the very ingredients that inspired them, shaped more by public trust and habit than by their original formula. So the next time you hear the name Coca-Cola, remember that it isn't just a brand. It's a quiet historical fossil, a name that has outlived the ingredient it was built on, still sitting in plain sight on every bottle.